everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Lowdown. Today I have here with me Devin Kennedy.
Hello, thank you for having
Hi, Devin. So, for our audience that doesn't know you, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us where you're from and what kind of music you write and produce?
me. Totally. Yeah, my name is Devin Kennedy. I'm from Los Angeles, California, born and raised. Um, I lived briefly on the East Coast for college in Boston. I've been back in LA for the last couple of years now. I'm a artist, producer, writer. My artist stuff is a mix of kind of left of center pop R&B. Um, and I do production and writing for other artists and film and TV, and that kind of spreads across a lot of different genres. So doing a lot of different things at once.
Awesome. And so, I also heard that you went to school in LA, correct?
So I went to I went to school through high school in LA where I grew up, in the South Bay of Los Angeles, and then I was at Berklee College of Music in Boston for 3 years, and I graduated in 2018.
Cool. What was your experience like at Berkeley?
I loved it. I ended up doing a lot of my degree online because I was touring and music directing and kind of bouncing around and doing some things through college. So it was definitely an interesting experience to be there for some of it and be kind of on the road and immersing myself in the industry for a large portion of it. I got to learn a lot, not only from the school but from just like real life application, being in LA and writing, whatever I was doing through it. So it's kind of the best of both worlds for me. And I think the school, Berkeley really taught me like the ins and outs of the industry, like how to really produce, how to mix, how to like other genres besides rock music. I went into college only liking rock music, right? So they taught me kind of to keep an open mind and how to kind of attack the industry as a whole. The touring and the real life application and experience I had through that kind of taught me the rest of it, which was really cool. So when I came out of college, I was I wouldn't say ready to go. I'm still learning, but I felt pretty well prepared to dive into the artist thing and really start pushing that very hard.
That's awesome. And so, pushing into the artist thing is going along the lines of that. Do you want to explain the kind of music you write a little bit more, or and the kind of stuff you produce?
Yeah, totally. I grew up playing guitar as kind of my primary instrument, drums and guitar, and now guitar is kind of all I play. So there's always kind of a level of organic, whether that's guitar or piano or something that can be played, some kind of musicality in my artist's project songs is something I really look for and seem to gravitate towards those songs more than anything else. There are exceptions, of course, but definitely very musical things I like. I'm music theory trained. Like I grew up listening to like a lot of classic rock and stuff. So like I really love that and incorporating those kind of things into more modern like drum sounds and pop R&B things that are really current right now and kind of like finding a cross between all that is what I love doing. And like influences would be like kind of very broad there. Like the Lauvs and the Bozzies of the world are definitely like influences that I can't ignore because they're so in right now, and like that's the kind of music that's going. But also like artists like John Mayer. Like John Mayer's like my favorite artist of all time. Or like I love bands like All Time Low and Fall Out Boy. Like whether they're directly influencing my stuff now or not, like I grew up loving those bands, and there's always going to be like a level of that in whatever I'm doing. So yeah, like very, very broad. I love John Bellion as a producer, and that's a whole other side too. It's like producing for other people can kind of go down a whole rabbit hole of like different genres and whatever the artist wants that I'm producing for, right? But my artist stuff kind of draws from those influences that I was talking about.
That's really cool because that was going to be one of my follow-up questions later about like who influenced you and stuff. So that was perfect. All right. So let's just hop into your music, I guess. So you have your recent single "Happy Yet," right? Or is that your most recent? Okay. Do you want to like elaborate on that a little bit, like what the song's about and like where it came from and stuff?
So Happy Yet came out in February. I wrote it last summer with some friends of mine. When we started writing it, we were actually working on a totally other song that day. We kind of weren't super in love with what we were writing. We were like, hey, let's just start over. And we started playing some chords. And a lot of what I've been writing lately is like just let's write what comes to mind, write what I'm thinking about. And so I just kind of almost freestyled the first line of the song, compare myself to strangers on the internet. And all of us in the room were like, wow, that's really interesting. Like, how do we, like, what does that mean to us? And to me, it's I have a really interesting relationship with the internet. Like, I am super bad about comparing myself to other people, friends who are having success in music and not in music, and seeing that, and it's really like, and not, or trying to, what's the best way to say it? Like it's hard not to say, why did I get invited to that? Why am I not getting that opportunity or whatever? And that's had a really negative effect on my mental health at times, my relationships, not really a positive thing, to be getting caught up in. And I've been pretty bad about it. So I wanted to write about that and kind of remind myself that, people are only posting the positives of their life online, and it's really unfair for me to hold myself to that. So yeah, like I'm trying to be better. I think I'm getting better, but the song helps. The song is reminders for me, right? Like I have songs that talk about spending time with family and friends, like, because I don't do enough of that. And that song now reminds me, like, okay, I gotta stop working and I gotta go see my family. I gotta go see my friends. And I think Happy It does the same thing. It's like, if I ever get down about seeing something online, why am I not getting invited to that? It's like, dude, just stop. Like, you got your own things going, So
Yeah. And so, all your singles, have they all been released in 1 year in 2019?
I had some songs that came out in 2018 as well. The first thing that you'll see online came out in April of 2018, I believe. And 2018 was kind of like my soft launch year. Like, played my first show as a solo artist and dropped a couple singles. And then last year was the year I started building a team and kind of leveling up a little bit and dropping more music. And then this year is going to be an extension of that, more music.
Gotcha. So with all those singles before Happy Yet, do you think those songs in a way like led a pattern up to Happy Yet, or do you think each single is just kind of like different from Happy Yet? Like, what's the basis upon that?
I think it's a combo of both. Like, I'm writing a lot of I write a lot of songs, and I release my favorite ones, whether they're like the most cohesive things right next to each other or not. I mean, they're all me, they're all close enough, but they tend to range a little bit on, based on what I'm listening to at the time, what I'm trying to write about, whatever. But do I think they led up to each other? Yeah, totally. Like, I can see, actually, I think that the reason that I'm able to keep like staying super motivated about writing and like only doing more and only being more creative is because I can look back year over year and see progress. Like, I can look back to a song I released a year ago and say that 100% with 100% certainty, the song that I'm releasing now is better, in my head at least. That's all I care about. Like, as long as I'm thinking that I'm seeing progress and I'm getting better at what I'm doing, and that's my thing. Like, I just want to keep making better songs. So I think all of those past songs were a journey to Happy Yet, and I think Happy Yet is a journey to the next single. It's all part of one big stretch of songs.
Awesome. And so that journey leading to your next single, you have a new single coming out soon, right?
You on 12th.
All right. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit and maybe like what it's about?
12th is I'm dropping a song called No Parachute. No Parachute is a super fun love song. And it's about like having that person in your life who really makes you, like, who grounds you and makes you feel like yourself. Like I was saying a couple minutes ago, like, I'm really guilty of not spending enough time with family or friends or significant others or whatever, and something I'm trying to be better with. And what I've noticed in doing that is, like, I when I'm working too much, or when I'm in those spots of like spending way too much time on music and not seeing people, or not giving time to just like not getting downtime even, that can be super negative for me. Like, I just get in a really bad headspace. So having those people around, whether that's family or friends or girlfriends or whatever, saying, hey, like, just stop and like let's hang tonight, or let's do this, or let's do that. That is a very positive thing for me in the grand scheme. That's really good for my mental health. That's good for me. So it's really about like having that special person or people in your life who ground you and keep you like yourself, even when things are changing, you know.
Awesome. And so, going along the lines with like this song being special and stuff, not only is this interview with ZTV Lowdown, but it's also collabed with Fans First, which is a project started by Scott Nebb. What's your opinion on him starting this project of Fans First? Like, what's your connection with fans and stuff?
I think it's awesome, and I'm still, growing to understand the just how all encompassing it is. And Scott's been filling me in on that. I think, especially in these uncertain times, when there's not a lot of touring happening, and the same amount of music discovery is maybe happening on Spotify and Apple Music, but like we all know, like that's really not, like I don't really find that much music on Spotify. Like I'll listen to playlists, I'll find cool songs, but like I'm finding music at shows, tour announcements, friends showing me songs more than anything, or seeing it on social media, right? So having a kind of like grassroots campaign of fans who are just like hungry for new music, whether that's live music down the line right now, or new songs coming out or whatever. I mean, I think it's great to have like a platform that's like by fans for fans. Like get music discovery happening even in weird times. Like something that stands the test of live, not live, internet, no internet, like whatever. Just sharing music is really cool. And it's still a new thing. And I think, everybody's already seeing really cool results with it. Like I know I've met, even in the last 5 days, like I've met 20, 30 new people who are talking about my music and being super supportive and awesome. And that's like the coolest for me. So I love it.
I definitely completely agree with you that music still needs to be a thing. Music still needs to be spread around between fans, and to get new artists, and to overall just get new people to meet new people.
Connection, like, and while we can't be out on the road, or while we can't be like all in person together, like doing things like this is like great, like meeting new people, getting on Zoom,
Yeah, and I was gonna follow up with my other question was, what's your opinion on like virtual concerts, virtual interviews like this?
So I don't really like leaving my house, so I'm loving it, right? Like in terms of like interviews and such, like it's so easy. Like something that's suffering for me right now is like writing a lot. I can't really write over FaceTime. That's tedious for me. So that's been kind of an interesting adjustment, figuring out, writing a lot of my own, which I haven't done too much of over the last couple of years, a lot of co-writing. So that's been interesting. But I'm down with interviews over Zoom. Virtual concerts are cool. I'm participating in an awesome one on Friday with Elvis Duran, and that's super exciting. So I'm all about that kind of stuff, and it's an interesting time too, because if that show was happening in person, I probably wouldn't be on it. So it's an interesting time for smaller artists like me, or who are kind of up and coming, to find new opportunities that may be happening online right now because they can't happen in person. So yeah, it's kind of a cross between both. Like I definitely miss playing shows. I definitely miss like going to see my friends, and I wouldn't mind an in-person interview either, but I'll take what I can get. Like I also don't mind doing this. My internet connection is strong enough.
Exactly, and like I would take what I can get too, like especially with our school channel and stuff. So I'm completely with you there. All right, that's about all the questions I had. Do you have anything else to say before we end this, I guess?
For having me. It's great to meet you. Like I was saying, I'm participating in but I don't know when this is airing, but if it airs soon, Friday 4/24, I'm playing Elvis Duran Stay at Home Ball, which is super exciting. There's some crazy artists on that lineup: Lauv, Charlie Puth, Louis Capaldi, Jake Miller, bunch of great artists. And if this airs after that, then you can go back and watch it on YouTube. It'll be there. And I have a new single, No Parachute, coming out May 12th. I hope you pre-save it. I hope you listen to it when it drops. I'm super pumped about it, and I hope you love it.
Cool. And then just to give yourself a shout out, where can people find your music?
I'm at Devin Kennedy Music, any social media platform, and my website is devkennedymusic.com. And my name is Devin Kennedy for streaming platforms. I'm all over the place. Find me wherever you'd like.